as skills in the game, of course you're going to go for a Bloodseeker. Because, you know, you're just going to rupture one of them and they're not going to be able to do anything. They're just going to have to stand and fight every single time. So that was an absolutely beautiful pick coming out from New Beginnings, and Yamate knows exactly what he's doing there. It was probably the most obvious pick you could make. And that should be a safe lane Bloodseeker. NJ should be on the off lane. And we'll see probably Tuskar roaming. I am worried. I liked Fire Dragoon's draft, how it was going. I know Brain is an excellent Earthshaker, Earth Spirit, my apologies, as we saw yesterday. But against the Bloodseeker, he's literally got so many people he can rupture. It was just such a good pick. Excellent pick indeed. You can rupture the Earth Spirit. He can't roll away. You can rupture the Puck. Can't orb away. You can rupture the Anti-Mage, you can't blink away, and you can rupture the Queen of Pain, she can't blink away. The only person who really deals with it well is the Witch Doctor, who can just throw the coconut out, Maledict, and then, you know, use the Death Ward. But that's not exactly the hardest kill in the world for anyone. We'll have to see how they go, though. We'll go through the players and the draft. So we have Yamate, he's on that Tusk, playing the position 4. He's already going to find Yang, and they're all already going to have a few right clicks going on together. We will see some backup, and we'll just hold on with the play names for the time being. See if Yamate is going to be okay. Nothing skilled up here for Yang quite yet. And yeah, they will just back off. We have the Death Prophet being faded. We will be playing that. The Bloodseeker will be played by KYXY, the legend himself. Surprised to see him not on the Rubik. If you will be on the Rubik himself. And Abaddon will be played by NJ. Meanwhile, on the side of the Dire, we have Adam, who will be on that Puck off lane. We have Alacrity playing the Anti-Mage, so it's not Ajit this time around. Bryant will be on the Earth Spirit, as we've seen already. Yang will be on the Witch Doctor. And finally, we have Ajit himself, and he'll be on the mid-quap. Very intriguing indeed. Alacrity was on mid yesterday. So I'm very interested to see what the hell happens now. They're going to go for the Bounty Rune Steel. And it looks like they will be successful in that, although bot lane as well. They're fighting over it, but New Beginnings. They will end up getting 3 Bounty Rooms for themselves. In fact, my apologies. No, they didn't? No, they did. Those colors are confusing me, apparently. NJ, going to try and defend his Sentry Ward. Coconut goes out. It's going to hit both, actually. And now they're going to take quite a bit of damage. Snowball comes in. The shield is up. And NJ will be okay. And Yamate now is the one in danger. Yang's going to keep chasing for a bit more. The creeps are still going as well. Looks like they wanted to get a creep pool going. Yang, he's going to make them feel pretty punished for it. Doesn't want to give them that easy pull. But he might actually die here. Yamate's coming in. He has the snowball again, but NJ backs off on the Abaddon. Not interested in competing with that anymore. And there is a pause. Looks like there's some ping issues going on with Faded. And it looks like he's ready to go again. Just a quick issue. We'll have to keep a close eye on that mid lane as well. See who wins that one. Actually, Yang's in a lot of trouble. That Orb of Venom is a big problem for him. He might actually deny himself the neutrals here. Alacrity comes in to help out, but I think Yang's dead. The coconut goes out. It does mean he goes down regardless. And Yamate will pick up that first blood. Even though he had a coconut at him, it did not bounce the correct way for the Witch Doctor. Went through the neutrals and just kept bouncing between them. So good first pickup for New Beginnings. Brian, I think they're going to have a go here. He's in trouble now. The roll-in will connect. He actually blocks the way as well, but gets lifted up. Now gets pushed into the tier 1, and Brian is copying too much damage here. KYXY does not have the thirst yet, so he can't really make much happen. The coconut will go out, continues bouncing, but bounces the wrong way, and KYXY will be absolutely fine. But you know Bryant's not going to give up on this. We saw it yesterday. He loves to roll in and create absolute havoc. But KYXY, of course, we know him. He's an extremely good player. He's not going to fall for it that easily. And of course, he can just continue to heal up through creeps right now. So he'll be absolutely fine. Meanwhile, mid lane, looks like there is a bit of action, but both Ajit and Faded got very low. Ajit, he hasn't gone for anything in the Scream of Pain quite yet. Bot lane as well. Witch Doctor getting very low. Yang, he might actually drop here, but they get... The KYXY actually gets Yang first, and then Bryant finds IfU. Now they're trying to stop KYXY from chasing down Adam, but the thirst is up, and he is running a lot faster than he should be. Even Bryant trying to back off immediately. Looks like Adam still trying to get out of there safely. He does have the orb, though, and he's found himself a regeneration rune. So they'll be fine. But I do love seeing aggressive plays coming up from both teams. It always makes it exciting. Every single time. Shards. Good attempt, but it was a bit delayed, it felt. Maybe a bit of ping issues there, you never know. But Yamate does end up missing at the end. Although he is still being very frustrating with that Orb of Venom. Continuing to harass any hero he finds. And Tusk is a very tanky hero, so he can do that. He can trade hits and come out on top. It's very scary as well because he's one of those heroes that can change the terrain with the shards. Kind of like a Fisher from the ES, from the Earthshaker. Things will slow down slightly. KYXY still doing perfectly fine, although the anti-mage is somewhat ahead in terms of last hits and denies. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we did say we'd keep an eye on it. Faded. He's been having a bit of a tough time against Ajit. 24 last hits to 16, and it's really that Shadow Strike that keeps coming in. And he's denying very well as well. 16 denies in comparison to the 1 of Death Prophet right now, so Faded has been having a very tough time. Bot lane, looks like there might be some action, but Adam, there's going to be a roll in, and it does connect from Bryant. Now the orb as well, but the Bud Light's on the ground. The stun, it was good. Now KYXY going to try and get some return kills here, but I don't think he will. He's going to chase Adam a bit. Try to get something out of him, and he's doing a lot of damage. There's no orb available quite yet. Now there is. He's going to phase shift and get the hell out, and he will be successful. Very well played from the side of Fire Dragoon. Meanwhile, top lane, they want to have a go on Alacrity. Alacrity will be okay, though. He does have that level 2 blink. It's an okay cooldown at 9 seconds. Huskar will go to the bot, or the mid, I should say, Yamate. He's going to try and make something happen in this mid lane. Probably realizing that Faded is losing in this lane right now. And you can't really blame him. Against a Quap, there's not much a Death Prophet can do. That Quap is one of those perfect counters in the mid lane. NJ went a bit deep. Now Yang's here. Melodict has been dropped. No Coconut quite yet. There's your shield as well. Yang, he's actually getting dived on here, and he might be in big trouble. Alacrity's going to try and help out. Coconut is bouncing successfully, and now NJ might be the one in trouble. He is very tanky. Melodict is gone. Now the snowball comes in on Alacrity. It will connect. The shards are there as well. He's going to try and fight NJ and try to get this kill. Alacrity, going to have to be very sneaky about this. One last hit and he can't get it. He cannot find the last hit. He was really hoping that he could find it, but very unfortunate. But both teams get away with no kills at the end of the day. Things again slow down a bit on the map. Although Brain's here now. Wants to make something happen on this Death Prophet. She will find him, I believe. Siphon is there. Just going to use it on a neutral and try to get that HP back. So it definitely is worth doing that if you are a bit low. Also knowing that the Earth Spirit's missing, but you don't want to leave the lane. It's one of those easy ways to regenerate your HP. That being said, there will be some additional help. Yang comes in as well. They're going to roll in. The Siphon's doing a lot, though, for this Quap. He's in big trouble. The Snowball as well. He will blink out, and Yamate will not find the successful stun. And everyone will back off safely. They got a good silence on Ajit that time. Almost did the job if they had a bit more disable on that Queen of Pain. Alacrity having a bit of tough time now with NJ. He is out of mana, but it is extremely hard to go up against an Abaddon at these levels. Looks like they will silence his Queen of Pain, but Yamate was a bit too far and didn't want to dive under the tier 1 by himself. He will continue to stick around and try and get as much farm out of this lane as he can. See, Brain still sticking around. Looks like top lane. They're just creep skipping again. NJ just trying to get as much golden XP as he can. They will drop the call on KYXY, but the Blood Right's there. He will TP out as well. The Coconut comes in from Yang, though. The stun as well from Bryant. They need 4 heroes to take the poor guy down. He does end up rupturing the Earth Spirit, but I don't think there'll be any rotations to try and take him down, and he has a TP even if they did. So he just threw it out just for the sake of doing it and hoping to get a kill in case he rolled and just killed himself through the roll, but not the case. And a successful gank on KYXY, who did have the highest last hits on the board and is the highest net worth. So it's a very important kill taken. If you now has to be very careful, because there are still 3 heroes around, but they're not showing themselves quite yet. Bryant ready to roll in. There's a Coconut available as well on Yang, as well as the Melodict. It is only level 1, but it can add up to a lot of damage. And it can really kill secure, if necessary. They will rotate to that mid lane, though, and they're going to try and take care of Faded on that Death Prophet. Again, a very hard kill, especially with that Spirit Siphon. He can siphon 2 heroes at once. Oh, they did go on mid lane, and they find the stun to Melodict as well. Faded, he's trying to siphon as much as he can, but he's still in trouble. It looks like he will end up dropping, and he will. It was a very hard kill to take at the end of the day, but they got it. And again, the hardest part about Death Prophet, or killing a Death Prophet, is that damn siphon, because once she gets 2 heroes with that siphon, maybe even 3, all the damage you deal does nothing, because it just gets healed up like instantly. At this early levels, especially in the early to mid game, you really cannot control the Death Prophet unless you silenced up or you have crazy burst damage. Looks like KYXY successfully back to farming, still the highest net worth. But Ajit is very close behind. There will be a smoke up. That being said, Yamate is invis as well, so he might just break it. We'll have to see very soon. It's a good break, and they're going to know someone's invis, but they have no detection available. Meanwhile, top lane looks like there's a bit of action, but Alacrity will back off. Bot lane is where the action's going to be now. Brain is here with Yang. They're going to try for KYXY again, it looks like. Yamate is around the area. They do rupture Adam. He is lifted up as well. Gets pulled back down. He's trying to all about as best he can, but he gets silenced up, and it looks like he should drop, but he's still alive through all this. KYXY, the coil has been dropped as well. He's trying his best to get this darn kill, and he gets it eventually. Now Bryant can't do much about it. The Melodic might tick KYXY out, and it looks like it will at the end of the day, so I don't know if that's really worth the trade. We'll find out very soon. It should be. And it was, at the end of the day. The XP was better for the Radiant, but the gold was better for the Dire. And still, you're killing off the safe lane carry of the opposing team for your offlaner. Highest net worth as well, so 100% worth it for the side of Fire Dragoon. It's like NJ was forced to have that borrowed time passive trigger as well, just in case. that anti-mage was going to drop anything harsh on him. Mana Void can do a lot of damage if you have a high mana pool as well, so you have to be extremely careful. Rupture is out, and Alacrity blinked as soon as it happened. He's trying to TP out, and he will be... Oh no, the Blood Right! Literally like 0.1 or 2 of a second, the Blood Right just kicked in and took him out. Can't forget that Blood Right is pure damage as well. That is a level 3 as well, so it's a 5-second duration, 200 pure damage. So all that magic defense of the anti-mage cannot be blocked. Well, does not block any of that damage. And it just came in time as well. My goodness, beautiful timing coming out from KYXY. Looks like in the jungle they will find Yamate. Bryant with the silence and the stun. Adam's there as well. The coil is available and he probably will drop it, and he does. The orb, the double snowball though. It does stun up. He's still delaying this, and I don't think they can take him out. No, they do with the roll and the last hit of Adam. Very close indeed. It was a good TP attempt. Not much he could have done there apart from what he did. But still, it does look a bit worrisome for Fire Dragoon. They go again. The Rupture is there. They make him blink out. He's lost half his HP, but under that tier 2, they don't want to keep chasing, and now the TPs come in. And cancelled, in fact. Now they're going to jump onto Faded. The stun is there, and they just blow him up. No chance to use any kind of Spirit Siphon on anyone. Ajit with that double damage as well. Really assisting with taking down that tier 1 tower mid. Meanwhile, though, the tier 2 will be under siege slightly from creeps, but there is Alacrity there to deal with it. He's running somewhat late on the Battle Fury, unfortunately for him. In fact, he's going to run extremely late. He just got his treads. So we're looking at around the 20-minute mark for that Battle Fury if he doesn't die. That generally isn't good news for an anti-mage. Like 20 minutes isn't so bad in a pub game, but in a pro game it can mean a lot of gold lost during that time you didn't have it. You don't want to leave the game too long, because you've got the Death Prophet who will use that Exorcism and will deal a hell of a lot of damage to your structures with it. Looks like there is going to be a bit of rotation mid. The smoke's coming in. Yamate will be on the front lines, but they need to get the silence off onto Ajit before anything happens, and they do not throw it out. There will be a little rotation coming in from the back lines as well. They're going to run into each other here if they're not careful. The Exorcism was used. Adam comes in. He gets lifted up. The stun coming out from the Earth Spirit doesn't do too much. The Spirit Siphon, the Blood Right as well. Bryant's in trouble here. He will roll out. It looks like they might just get Adam. Faded actually drops as well. So it's a 1-for-1 so far. KYXY still making the chase, but the Magnetize is there. And now they're chasing Ajit. He will back off successfully. NJ still chasing. Who are they going for now? Bryant found Ifu. Can they get the kill? They don't. KYXY with the triple with the Blood Right. And Ajit gets a bit of a return. Now they want NJ as well. KYXY, there's no shrine available. NJ, he's kind of stuck with this. And they will commit the Mana Void. The Blood Right is out though. They want KYXY as well. This would be actually massive for Fire Dragoon if they can find it. That being said though, Faded's coming in. And if Faded comes in and helps out, it's going to be a bit of an issue. The silence was there onto the Anti-Mage. Now the Spirit Siphon as well. The Snowball comes in. They want the Anti-Mage so bad, but Alacrity will blink out. Ajit, he's going to man-fight this one with Adam. They take another one down. The Tusker. Now Faded might drop as well. Oh, this is going to be really bad for the side of New Beginnings. And I tell you what, that's a new beginning for Fire Dragoon, because they just got a hell of a lot out of that really long team fight. 1.2k gold and about 2.2k XP. And that's going to really turn the tides to the side of Fire Dragoon. KYXY now back to farming. He did end up going for a Midas, and he's going to go straight into a BKB, so that's very interesting. Very interesting itemization. I can't really argue with it because he's kind of a legend of the game. So I'm not going to question it. I'm sure he knows exactly what he's doing. I think it's pretty... Obviously, he does need a BKB. Against all this magic damage that's coming out and all these disables, of course he needs one. He's probably very confident in the damage he can deal without any other items for the time being. So BKB is extremely important. And he is deciding to go for it very, very early. Mid lane. Might be a bit of action here. They are taking down the tier 1. Exorcism is committed as well. Puck already with the orb and the coconut came out. I don't think they can defend this while that exorcism is up. It is only level 1 though, so the damage is very limited. They are going to go for a team fight here. The Rupture, he rolls out and he's going to kill himself, and he does. Yamate will pick the last one up there. Tusker blocks with the shards. Yang, he's going to throw the Death Ward out. It's not really enough damage. There's 2 down for the side of Fire Dragoon, and Adam's trying his best to do what he can, but he's got no core left and no mana left. He will go down as well. And it looks like if you actually stole the AM Blink, which really helps him out. Baited. We'll end up backing off. Getting back to that farm. And everyone will calm down for the time being. So they might run into each other here. Yamate with the warding now. They are going to have eyes. Bryant might get trapped up. He has to be careful. Adam's going to orb into him. They're going to actually have a go here. The silence is there as well as the stun, but that will be it. The snowball, Bryant, he will roll out, so there will be no stun coming out of Yamate. Now Ajit's here as well. He wants to go for a fight. They've got NJ there with the ulti available. Exorcism is not up for another 25, and they generally want to use it when they're near a tower. So it will sort of be perfect timing, but they 100% do not want to fight right now. Not without that Exorcism available. Adam, he's going to get out. The shards will end up connecting. Yang, he's in a bit of an awkward position. He's going to get found out here. The Yules is there, though. And he actually used himself accidentally. Yang, he's going to get caught out, and he really can't survive this. The Walrus Punch will finish that off. Meanwhile, bot lane, Alacrity, he's pushing the tower. So they've either got to trade a tier 1 for a tier 2, or they've got to back off. It looks like if Hugh's going to join in and try to defend this, but he'll just die to the AM if he's not careful. Alacrity will end up backing off regardless. And it looks like this opens the way for Ajit to come in and do some business. The stun, the silence. KYXY can't really survive this. The Rupture is there though, so now you've got your Earth Spirit in trouble. The Siphon as well from Faded, and they can't really stop him. The Magnetize comes out though. Now Adam comes in. They take out the Death Prophet. The TP will be from Abaddon to get the hell out of there. If you still chasing Alacrity apparently. Alacrity though. He's up at the top of the net worth now. Mostly followed by Ajit. And who have they found? It looks like they found Ifyu. They even commit the Death Ward just to make sure he dies. It's definitely worth it as well. You don't have to wait, you know, for the perfect team fight for a Death Ward. Just throw it out for an easy kill, and then you get the tier 2 out of that. It's objective-based gaming 101. And it does look like Fire Dragoon are ahead in terms of objectives right now. And they're going to be more so ahead once they get this tier 2, but they will back off for the time being. They're not interested in having a fight quite yet. And most of that is due to the fact that Alacrity, he's still trying to find that Manta style. Once you've got that Manta, and you go into the Basher, in fact, he commits the Mana Void just to kill off those creeps. Yeah, so once you've got that Manta, and you get a Basher, then you're ready to go. Smoke will be up. New beginnings now. They really want that tier 1 bot, but they've got to find a good team fight for it. It's just too hard to team fight into the side of Fire Dragoon without some of them missing. The only man that's missing out of that bot lane right now is Alacrity, but he can TP. They will run through the shrine and look for at least one straggler. Adam is around the area. The wards have been dropped as well. If they can get him, that's actually massive, and that will confirm the tier 1 for them. Both sides in trees at the moment. Bryant rolling. Looks like AM's a bit scared as well. Alacrity not willing to get out and farm because everyone's missing. And they know something's wrong. Orb comes out and now Adam kind of shows himself and TP's straight out of there. And will be successful in that. This will open up this tier 1 though. But they are in position to try and defend. The smoke is up. Question is, who do they go for? Because Yamate's in the trees right now. And the tier 1 should just go down at this point. And yeah, they let it go. Actually, Adam wants to make sure they get the wards. And the snowboard does go in on Witch Doctor. They're more willing to fight right now. And Yang, he's in big trouble. It looks like he should just drop to the Blood Rite. And he will. NJ's in as well. They're going Ajit. The Rupture is actually on the Earth Spirit. So Brian is going absolutely nowhere. Ajit can't really do much about this. He will back off. They go after NJ now. He's trying to get some kind of collateral. If you will TP out, they will get Yamate at the least. But the rest of them will TP out. No, they get NJ with the Yules. And NJ should just drop as well. So it will be a 2 for 2. But at the end of the day, they do lose their tier 1, and that's a problem. Meanwhile, Alacrity was pushed into tier 3, and that's why you saw the TPs going out so urgently. Because if they didn't TP real quick, Alacrity was going to get that tier 3, and then all the shrines have been opened up. And it's one of the things with New Beginnings draft, the one thing they do not want to do is give objectives away. Because they need to be the ones taking it at this time of the day. Unfortunately, they are a bit behind on that. It doesn't really appear as well that Faded is finding as much farm as he would have liked to. KYXY, of course, as well, only has really the Midas, BKB, and Treads. As well as the Aquila, I suppose. But things are not looking too good for them at the moment. So Fire Dragoon are 100% ahead of this game. 5k net worth, 4 kills ahead. And the AM is, well, the AM is doing AM things. He will actually be going for a Lincoln's to be able to block out that Rupture.
Brutal, savage, wrecked.
They will find Ifyu, or Ifyu will find them. But again, Alacrity is a very hard kill unless you have the Rupture available. And this will actually be an Aghanims game coming out for Alacrity. Actually, there is a roll in. Ajit is still chasing as well on Ifyu. But Ifyu does have the blink, and KYXY will throw out the Blood Rite. Meanwhile, mid lane, Adam, Snowball. He's in trouble now. They snowball him, they lift him as well. The Warriors Punch, it's all too much. So Adam was trying to get a solo kill and ends up giving his life away for it. Now, Ajit. (15-18), 25 minutes in. Action-packed game from both these teams. But you can feel the urgency coming out of New Beginnings. They have not got the late game to deal with an anti-mage and a quad puck. They really don't. Not that they can't win late game, but they'd have to play perfectly. Now you've got the anti-mage with the Aghanim Scepter, so he's going to be able to mana void all the time, practically. Mid lane, it looks like they've actually found NJ. And he could just die here. They dropped the coil. He will have the ulti, but I don't know what good it's going to do for him. They use him again. They're just going to hold him in place. The rest of the team is coming in to try and help out. NJ, he is full HP again, but he's getting stunned up. He will end up getting away with it. Now KYXY, he's going to go in for a fight. He did end up rupturing Alacrity and BK being up. And Walrus Punch, who's that on? Brian, he's dropping as well. Adam went down. Now he rolls out. The Magnetize was there, and it's a 1-for-1 note, 2-for-1 now. And Mana Void does come out from Alacrity. Doesn't really do too much. Ajito might just be able to find him. And he finds Ifu, and that's the one he wants. With the Orchid, he should just be able to take him out, although he has the phase shift available. Just delaying it a bit. We'll end up dropping for it. So 2-for-2 now. And never mind, make it a 2-for-3. Fire Dragoon again come out on top of that one. And this is what they love to do. They love to basically go for a fight and drag it on as long as possible. Especially when you've got two heroes with the ability to, like, with very low cooldowns and blinks, who can catch up to you constantly. It's just, your advantage is not within the initial team fight. It's more so afterwards when they're trying to run out because all their skills are on cooldown. And they've got no mana left. Roshan is going to be the attempt now, but Adam is distracting them. Faded comes in. He gets silenced up. The Aegis is already taken. Now Faded. He's in big trouble. He's got the Exorcism nevertheless. KYXY is going to run in. Has the Rupture. Uses it on Alacrity, who almost ends up dying from that and should end up dying because he can't get away. So the Aegis is committed. However, they're going to go for another team fight. The Blood Rite is there to try and silence up Alacrity. They do get it. But now, beautiful stun from Brian as well. Exorcism still chasing this AM, but Alacrity's still alive through all this. If you jumps in, the Death Prophet is still fighting. If you very low ends up dropping. Ajit's in the pit still. And the KYXY is going after Adam on the park. Adam will blink in and silence and give some space to Ajit to try and back off. Brian is there as well. The Magnetize does come out. They end up killing a couple now. And apparently Alacrity's back in. They're going to take out pretty much the full team. Full go down. The only one left is Yamate. And he will just try and get his way back to the base. But my goodness, again, what looks to be a bad team fight ends up being better for Fire Dragoon. They did commit the buyback from the Witch Doctor, but that doesn't really matter that much. Like, Witch Doctor's not the one hero you really need the buyback on. If anything, it's just about Ajit, Adam, and Alacrity. They need to always have buybacks available before they initiate into team fights. Yamate's in the backlines. He's going to show himself and blink in, but they do find him with the Yules, and this would be another good kill for them. The stun comes in, and he's just stuck. And he has no buyback. That was a very interesting way to try and get back into the base. And they're just going to lose a Rax, maybe even 2 out of this. Alacrity's going to waste no time for it as well. They leave the range Rax because it's not really that important. And they will just play it cautiously and back off for the time being. Alacrity just wants to be able to finish off that Lincoln's, and it basically makes it borderline impossible for you to use any spell on him. Because he's going to have that Aghanims block in return. So essentially a Lotus Orb. And you're going to have the, and you're also going to have the Lincolns. God forbid the man decides to go for a BKB as well. So, Alacrity is going for the "you're never going to kill me" build. Which is a pretty good build if you think about it. Adam. Going in for NJ, but don't know about that one. That's a bit of a hard kill to go for. Still getting used up by Adam, but not going to get the kill, I don't think. Now Faded. He's going to find the Witch Doctor, but Ajit is there to help out. Yang will be able to back off and heal up. The Orchid now as well. They stun him up. He can't TP anymore. And the Sonic Wave will deal the damage. Ajit really doing well for himself. Now, they pick up Adam. He's stuck around too long. He tries to TP, but the damage is just too much from the Fade Bolt on the right clicks. So 19 to 27 now, 31 minutes in. Net worth is 15k in the way of Fire Dragoon, and they don't look to really slow down. NJ, he went for a Radiance Midas as well. I don't know how effective that really is. Probably not very effective anymore. Yamato does have that blink, but that's really all he needs at this point, I suppose. Faded. He's going to go for Alacrity, but again, with that Aghanim Scepter, he just returns it pretty much. Dude, he's actually not going for the full Bloodthorn yet, unless it's on the Courier, which I don't believe it is. No, it's not. He's actually going to be going straight for the Shivers Guard. And they actually found If You again, and If You is just going to drop. Bloodrite does come out. It looks like they want to fight. What a stun coming up from Brian onto 3, by the way. And they roll in. They want the Witch Doctor. They will get it, so that both position 5s go down. Bryant will just roll out as well. The Shrines are under attack, and this is one of those things with the Anti-Mage. Because he gets to places so darn fast. So again, feels like new beginnings. They're on a... It's a bit of a struggle for them now. It's hard to know what to do. I mean, you've got KYXY. He's got the Deso now as well, and he'll be going for that full Butterfly. So he is going for that right-click battle, the right-click kind of build, which is really what he needs, but... It feels a bit late at the end of the day, because you look at his farm, and then you look at... Well, you look at Alacrity, who's almost double his farm. Well, net worth at the least, and... I mean, this is one of those things, right? The Anti-Mage can just farm so much faster. Has a better attack animation as well. And overall, just better late game ability. Looks like they are waiting for the Roshan. There is a call that came up. It hit 2. They're going to go for a fight here. Alacrity jumps in. KYXY almost dead. Sonic Wave will take him out. NJ trying to do what he can here. But the double stun coming up from Brian. And there's not much the Tusk can do either. The Death Ward came out. The Maledict's on Yamate. He'll probably drop as well. And he does to the Maledict. And they actually found NJ on the side, who's just called GG. He's had enough. That will be the game too, so it will be 1-for-1 for both teams. They throw out some buybacks, and Yamate will get a bit of revenge on Bryant, but it won't matter because the GG was called, and it will be a 1-to-1